And we're back with our RFL Miracles of the Season special. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, the holidays, they are a time to gather with family and friends, but that can be challenging for some, especially military families. Operation Homefront, they're working to make the season a little brighter by hosting holiday meals for military. So far this year, it has provided more than 8,500 meals to military families at more than 25 locations. Caryn McBride, our senior political producer, she spoke with a decorated vet about the organization and the work it does in our region.
No one knows better than you, having come from a military family, the strain that puts on families when men and women are serving overseas. But I think it's especially difficult during the holidays. And I know Operation Homefront is doing a program right now that's helping military families throughout the United States and also in our region that has to do with meals. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, we get very much involved with meals for the families during the holidays because we feel it brings them together, and it's a cause of celebration. Just yesterday we did a large meal program. I think it was almost 10,000 meals in Fort Dix, New Jersey, and we sponsor meals all throughout the month in all parts of the country. We have, I think it's 43 areas throughout the country where we sponsor meals for the families and the vets to kind of give them a feeling of warmth.
And one of the issues that we've certainly covered on our programs is housing and the problem of homelessness for veterans in our area. And I know some of our communities have had some successes in building affordable housing and other forms, but I know in New Jersey you're working with a veteran and Operation Enduring Freedom. Could you talk a little bit about what that does?
Well, like in New Jersey, for example, we had a case where we had an Army sergeant who served 3 decades and also was disabled, and he had housing problems, and we came to his assistance to provide subsistence for his home and to help him pay his bills, and that was one of our programs. But we have several programs. We have Operation Homefront Villages. We have Homes on the Homefront, and basically it boils down to different programs. Some are where we actually provide the new homes. Some are cases where we take refurbished homes and we make them nicer when we give them a home. And other cases are where we actually have housing for some of these vets who come back and are in an awkward position.
With all these terrific programs that you folks do, I'd just like to put a kind of face on this. Sure. And talk about in New York, Army Sergeant Colin and his family, what Operation Homefront did to help them with their housing needs.
Just last month, Sergeant Stuart Colin, who was a veteran of the Middle East conflict, and he came back with a young family, daughter 9 years old, and wife Kimberly, and we provided him a newly built home, mortgage-free, because of his situation, and those kind of programs are ongoing constantly in Operation Homefront, and in the last 8 years we've provided over $130 million in support for vets in the form of housing and other things.
Dominic, a number of housing programs that you folks do. On Long Island in particular, you have partnered with some of the local businesses, yes, and they've lended their support. Could you talk about some of those programs? Yes,
we partnered, our Operation Homefront, Homes on the Homefront, we've partnered with Chase Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and we work with them in situations where we take either foreclosed homes and rebuild them or other properties, and we provide them to combat vets that are returning to Long Island and their families, especially those that are in stressful situations with disabilities or other problems. There's so many problems they deal with, it's just one way to help them out more. There's so much. All you have to do is Google Operation Homefront, but it has its own website, operationhomefront.net, and you'll go there and it has all sorts of areas where you can look into Hearts of Valor, Military Child, Homes on Homefront, Operation Homefront Village, all these different areas where you can not only learn about what they do, but maybe even participate or donate, and it really will go a long way to help these families and the vets themselves.
And the organization is looking always, I'm sure, for financial donations, but also for volunteers.
Yes.
And that there's information on the site about how to help in that way as well.
Absolutely. We have helped over 800,000 families in the last 8 years, so that's an important factor.
And Dominic, I do have a copy of one of your books here, Gold in the Coffins. Mm-hmm. Could you talk a little bit about this? This talks about some of the struggles that veterans go through with their families.
Yes, this book in particular, we just came out with a book, myself and Dr. Leonard Herrick, came out just a few months ago. And in the first few months, it's already won the 2015 Evie Award. It's won the 2015 Literary Arts Award. It's a real story.
It's a work of fiction, but it's based on.
But it's based on elements of inspired by real events, real characters. And 3 families. One is a widow of a Marine pilot who's a fallen pilot. Another is a double amputee. And their struggles, not only with flashbacks of the war, but with trying to bring their family forward. And actually, they become very successful, and they get lured into a bad situation, like we talked about, a broken system, whether it's VA or whether it's Wall Street, and they decide to try and extract justice in their own way. So it's kind of a redeeming book. It's a Robin Hood story, and it's powerful, it's engaging, and it'll really make you see what happens to a family and the PTSD struggles that they have.
Well, that's terrific. Dominic, Certo, thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Coming up, there is a Christmas tree in every room of this Farmingdale home, and they're on display for a very special reason. We're going to have much more on this after the break, but first, another holiday message from those servicemen and women and their families.
Fios One News is proud to bring you holiday greetings from our servicemen and women.
Hi, Sergeant Long. I just want to give a shout out. I'm from New York. I want to give a shout out to my family, my lovely wife Jackie, my 2 boys Brandon and Taylor. I wish them happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I hope to see them soon. And this will be coming off.
We are stationed at Ramstein Air Base, Germany, with the 86th Air Medical Squadron. We are wanting to wish my mom and dad, Jim and Sue Lyons, and my sister Tina Benson, her husband Dan, her children Kaylin, Danny, and AJ, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I'm Major Amy Claypool from the 106 Rescue at West Hampton Beach, New York. Want to give a shout out to my friends and family back home in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.
Hello, my name is Tech Sergeant Dana R. Zuckerberg, and I am stationed here in Southwest Asia, and I am deployed from my base back at home on Long Island, the 106 Rescue Wing, West Hampton Beach, and I'm hoping everyone is having a great holiday season.
Hey, I'm out here with the 577 1st Civil Engineer Group. I'm going to wish everyone a happy holiday, Merry Christmas to my fiancée Tracy, my mom and dad out there in Florida, my daughter up in New York, and all my friends and family. I wish you the best, and I'll be home soon.